Some UK football stadiums look stunning on TV, bright lights, packed stands, booming atmosphere. But when you visit in person, it's a different story. Behind the slick camera angles and pumped-in crowd noise lies cold concrete and aging facilities. In this video, we're counting down 20 stadiums that look far better on your screen than they do in real life. Let's dive into the video, starting with stadium number 20, London Stadium. On TV, the London Stadium looks sleek. The lighting is dramatic. The drone shots? Gorgeous. But step inside, and you feel the reality. Built for the Olympics, not football. The result? Poor sight lines, yawning gaps between fans and the pitch, and a weird vibe. The running track still haunts it. There's no intimacy, no cauldron of noise, just a distant bowl of scattered noise. 19. St. James Park. On screen, St. James Park is iconic. The skyline shots from the Leazes End are stunning. Inside, it looks colossal. But in person, things feel lopsided. One side is sky-high, the other flat. Fans climbing to the top tier of the Milburn or Leazes stands get vertigo. The climb is brutal. Concourses are tight, queues are long, and it feels like the stadium outgrew its footprint. 18. Hampden Park. On TV, Hampden bursts with Scottish pride. The Tartan Army is loud, proud, and loyal. But in real life, it underwhelms. The bowl shape means stands are set way back from the pitch. Sightlines are poor, the atmosphere suffers. Even during big matches, it feels like fans are watching from a different postcode. Tired concourses and old-fashioned facilities don't help. 17. Riverside Stadium. On TV, it's all sharp lines and clean visuals. But in the flesh, it's bleak. Built on old industrial land by the River Tees, the area is lifeless, surrounded by concrete and disused warehouses. Often, the stadium is half full, which kills any buzz. It feels detached from the community. Opened in 1995 to replace Ayresome Park, it was meant to be a new dawn. 16. KCOM Stadium. It looks great on TV. Symmetrical design, great camera angles. But turn up in person, and it's sterile. It sits in West Park, away from any vibrant atmosphere. The concourses are uninspiring. Hull fans often feel alienated, especially during ownership disputes. And when the place is half full, it echoes. It also hosts rugby league, which dilutes the football identity further. 15. Bet365 Stadium. TV loves it. Tight shots, passionate crowd, cold weather myth. But reality? It's windy. Really windy. Positioned on a hill, the wind whips through. It's exposed. Outside, it's surrounded by car parks, retail sheds, and bleak roads. Inside, clinical, gray, functional. The passion is real, but the setting isn't helping. It's one of the coldest stadiums in England, literally. Fans call it the wind tunnel. 14. Select Car Leasing Stadium. On screen, it looks modern. Clean seats, sharp camera shots. But the ground sits stranded in a soulless business park. You're surrounded by car dealerships and warehouses. With low crowds, it feels empty and lifeless. It opened in 1998. At the time, it was seen as the future. Now, it's a blueprint for how not to build atmosphere. 13. King Power Stadium. Looks great under lights. Bold graphics. Clean branding. But up close, it's bland. No distinctive features. The surrounding area lacks charm. Just roads, car parks, and industrial units. The inside is tidy but generic. Despite the blandness, this was the home of Leicester's fairy tale Premier League win in 2016. That history makes it special, even if the architecture doesn't. 12. Stadium of Light. From the air, it looks massive, one of the biggest in England. On TV, it shines when full, but in real life, the paint's fading. The concourses look tired, and it's surrounded by wasteland. Economic decline in the area is visible. It feels like a sleeping giant waiting for a rebirth. Now, it's often a reminder of what once was. 11. St. Mary's Stadium. Clean and crisp on TV. Red and white stripes pop under the lights. But in person, it's a flat-pack stadium. Built in 2001, it's functional, not emotional. The approach to the ground is dull. It lacks charm or grit. The inside is tidy but doesn't inspire. Named after the St. Mary's Church where the club was founded, but that's the most romantic thing about it. 10. Emirates Stadium. On TV, a futuristic spaceship. That smooth glass exterior, the symmetrical curves, the crisp lighting. It screams Champions League glamour. But in real life, it's cold, clinical, and weirdly quiet. The area? A concrete maze of apartments and dull walkways. There's no sense of arrival. No buzz. No magic. Yes, it's impressive, but it lacks soul. Highbury had character. Arsenal fans admit something's missing. 9. Villa Park. On TV, pure history. Old school stands. Roaring crowds. Under the lights, Villa Park looks epic. In real life, a mix of beauty and bother. The Trinity Road stand is majestic, but some entrances are baffling. The Holt Inn still rocks, but the rest? Aging fast. Navigation is awkward. And if you're arriving by train, prepare for a bit of a walk through some very unglamorous streets. 8. Deepdale. On TV, neat, compact, traditional. There's that famous Sir Tom Finney statue and a tidy design. But in person, something just feels off. It's cold. The atmosphere is often flat. And there's a weird emptiness, even when fans are in. The stands are modern, but the vibe feels frozen in time. It doesn't help that the surroundings are bland and disconnected. 7. Pride Park. On TV, bold. White roofs, big stands, championship-worthy atmosphere. In real life, it's stuck in a retail wasteland, surrounded by car dealerships, warehouses, and business units. The stadium itself is aging, not gracefully. Built in 1997, but already feeling tired. When the crowd's quiet, the place feels empty. The TV hides soulless surroundings, fading facilities, and a stadium that's lost its sparkle. 6. Cardiff City Stadium. On TV, sharp camera angles, sleek blue seats, bright atmosphere. But in person, retail park blues, next to a Tesco Extra and scattered housing blocks. It feels disconnected. Match days can feel more like a visit to a shopping outlet than a football event. The noise? Often lacking. Even Wales internationals can feel low-key when the crowd isn't full throttle. 5. Coventry Building Society Arena, Ricoh Arena. On TV, a Premier League-ready stadium. Clean lines. Big bowl. In real life, it's a concrete colossus. Massive, but empty feeling. Crowds struggle to fill it. The noise evaporates into the air. It's also miles from the city center, stranded near a retail park and a casino. The TV hides vast empty seats, soulless concourses, and a total lack of identity. 4. City Ground. On TV, dreamy riverside shots. Fog over the Trent. And that's the Trent End in full voice. But in person, it's a bit of a patchwork. Some stands feel retro in a good way. Others just feel old. The exterior is drab. And while it's got heart, it's got clutter, too. The TV hides rusting corners, poor facilities, and a weird mix of charm and decay. 3. Molyneux. On TV, electric, gold walls, packed stands. Under the lights, it looks like a fortress. In person, not quite. Some stands are impressive, others look half-finished. The Steve Bull stand needs a revamp. Concourse space is tight, and from the wrong seat, the view is awkward. The TV hides inconsistent architecture, cramped areas, and a stadium that's still catching up to Premier League standards. 2. Loftus Road. On TV, retro charm, tight angles, fans right on top of the pitch. But in person, it's cramped. You can barely move. Some views are blocked by pillars. Toilets? Tiny. Concourse? More like a corridor. The charm wears off quickly once you're stuck behind a post with no legroom. Notably, TV hides outdated everything, limited facilities, and views that make you squint. 1. Bramall Lane. On TV, Steel City pride, packed stands, grit and tradition. In person, a strange blend. One side feels modern, another feels 1970s. The surrounding streets are tired. Some entrances feel industrial. And when the crowd's quiet, it feels hollow. But that doesn't mean it lacks heart. It just shows its age. Notably, this TV hides old infrastructure, patchy upgrades, and harsh surroundings. And there you have it. That's the magic of TV. Camera angles, floodlights, sound mixing. It can turn a cold slab of concrete into a football theater. But the reality? Cracked walls, empty concourses, lifeless suburbs. It's the difference between watching football and feeling it. The real world? It's a bit messy, eh? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more.